extent that they disrupt others in a genuinely harmful way is just something we won't abide by.
A child has been reunited with its mother after a car with a child in the back was stolen from Clearview this morning. The mother went into a shop when she saw the man getting into her car. She ran outside and was pushed to the ground before the station wagon was driven away. The Mazda CX-9 was located about 20 minutes later at Walkley Heights, with the baby safe and sound inside. The search for the wanted man continues. A proposed tax increase for offshore oil and gas projects is being slammed by the federal opposition. Producers have welcomed the move, claiming it'll provide investment certainty. But the opposition leader says Labor is swinging the hammer of taxation. Environment Minister Tanya Plibersek has told Sky News it's a reasonable change that will help fund key government priorities.
Of course, we've seen a modest increase recently. That was a recommendation of an inquiry begun by the previous government, and it's to make sure that Australians get a fair price for the resources that we all own.
Australia's unemployment rate has unexpectedly climbed by 0.2% over the past month. Latest figures show the jobless rate increased to 3.7% in April, with a drop in full-time work, but a lift in part-time positions. Unemployment rose across most states. South Australia's jobless rate rose more than the national average, up 0.6% to 4.3%. Shadow Treasurer Matt Cowdery says South Australia is dragging the chain.
Well, it's a significant rise and a blow for the South Australian economy and confidence, with the unemployment rate rising to 4.3%, now the highest in the nation, and the biggest increase of any state over that time period as well, of 0.6%.
Now turning to 5AA Sport. Carlton hasn't spent any more time than usual practising goal kicking ahead of Sunday's clash against Collingwood. Harry McKay missed multiple shots in the loss against the Western Bulldogs. The 2021 Coleman medalist has kicked 12 goals and 11 behinds this season. Blues coach Michael Voss says he's backing in their process.
Not any more than normal. Which probably speaks to the fact that we back in the routine and what we're doing and what we need to be able to train. And I don't think you want to be becoming inconsistent in your approach week to week. You want to be backing in what you're doing, and we're certainly getting enough time on our game in certain areas.
Hawthorn has described Cam Mackenzie as being a key cog in the midfield for a long time ahead after re-signing him until 2026. And in EPL soccer, Brentford striker Ivan Toney has received an 8-month ban for betting offences. Now checking 5AA traffic.
G'day there, got a breakdown Crossroad near Unley Road at Unley, causing delays as you're heading up Crossroad. Car stuck in the middle of the road there. South Road at Ascot Park, pretty busy at the moment. Slow for works at Hectorville. St Bernard's Road near Carrawura Avenue, speeds at 40. Angled Lane closed at Waterloo Corner. It's on the north-south motorway near the Port Wakefield Road ramp, speeds at 40 there too. Cameras, Briar Road, Felixstowe and Gate Streets at Phil. Absolutely everything is on sale at Freedom. Get up to 25% off all sofas plus free delivery store-wide for a limited time. Sale on now, only at Freedom. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And 5AA's forecast.
The Robertson Brothers 1960s variety TV show, Her Majesty's Theatre, Thursday, June 29. Tickets at the venue.
Possibly a shower today. Showers for the next 3 days for sure. 17 the top tomorrow and Saturday. 18 on Sunday. An overnight low of 7 tonight. Currently it is 13. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Each week on the 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy talk to star players from the Adelaide Crows. Thanks to Agostino Mitsubishi. Service your Mitsubishi at Agostino Mitsubishi. Book a free loan car or enjoy a coffee while you wait.
You can trust 9 News is live and local. While others do their news from Melbourne, 9 News is made in Adelaide for Adelaide. Weeknights at 5.
First in Adelaide's 9 News at 5.
Nightly at 6.
And the unprecedented police operation.
We go to some breaking news now, and crews are right now at the scene.
And that's why the switch is on to 9 News.
A lot of shopping centres are the same. Same predictable shops, same people. But if you want something new, check out Newton Central with Drake's, Barossa Fine Foods, Seafood Works, Target and many more specialty shops. It's the kind of centre where you can get some retail therapy, do the weekly shop or gather all the fine ingredients you need for an impressive family feast. Want something new in your life? Choose a new local. Choose Newton Central, Gorge Road, Newton.
Always expect the best from Adelaide Appliance Gallery, home of designer appliances, which means right now you'll save up to 15% on Falcon upright cookers, plus receive a special 10-year warranty for this month only. Also this month, Miele are offering a 10-year warranty. That's a 10-year warranty on Miele this month only. We can also arrange delivery, installation and removal of your old appliance. Adelaide Appliance Gallery, home of designer appliances, Payneham Road, St Peters. T's and C's apply.
4. You've sliced it. And you've hit a windscreen. That's my car. Mate, again. Yeah, another hole in one.
With RAA Comprehensive Car Insurance, you're covered for unlimited windscreen repairs or replacement with no excess, so you can
keep on moving on.
T's and C's exclusions and limitations apply. Consider the PDS and TMD. Product issued by RAA Insurance, available from RAA.
Were you a fan of Roy Orbison, Simon and Garfunkel, Frankie Valli, Cliff Richard, or the Bee Gees? Well, don't miss the all-new Robertson Brothers 1960s variety TV show with special guest stars Simon Brooke McLaughlin from the Jersey Boys and the #1 Roy Orbison tribute artist Dean Bourne. The Robertson Brothers 1960s variety TV show.
Her Majesty's Theatre, Adelaide, June 29.
Hey you, if you've been waiting for the right deal on a maxed out ute for ages, the answer is here. It's the all-new Amarok, and you need to get it from Mawson Lakes Volkswagen. Why? Because we know Amarok, and we know nothing stands in your way. Don't settle for less. Book a test drive today and experience the all-new Amarok at Mawson Lakes Volkswagen. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
Have you got the ticket that could change everything? The $4 million grand prize in the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery is what dreams are made of. Fully furnished and custom built by Scott Salisbury Homes in Leafy, Melbourne, this grand prize is absolute luxury and comes with $200,000 cash. Retire early, invest or live mortgage free. The choice is yours. Join the fight. To see full details, visit homelottery.com.au. Licence M14364.
Jade Robran, talking Adelaide on 1395 5AA.
You better get a lawyer, son. You better get a real good one. You better get a lawyer, son. You better get a real good one.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Legal Show with Tim Downey from Johnston Withers Lawyers. How are you this afternoon?
I'm very well, thanks, Jade. Thanks for having me.
Lovely to have you in the program. Now, there's a really big developing story in the AFL circles, but it's much larger than the AFL. We know that North Melbourne coach Alistair Clarkson has stepped down, walked away from his coaching job indefinitely. There's no time frame. This is Todd Viney, the football boss, talking to the media a little earlier today.
Look, it even took me by surprise, to tell the truth. I mean, we often have conversations through to the senior management of the club, how he's tracking, because we know there's been a load there. And I've been, so look, you wouldn't know. Internally, it's been so strong. The mask that he'd been putting on was so clever. He was hiding all of it from us internally, but of course, I did know that things were weighing on him, but I didn't see anything that was inhibiting his coaching. And having said that, I said previously that I knew when all this is said and done and finished, that he'll be a better coach, because it's been a hell of a wait for him to do both.
So, Tim, no doubt it's taking a very, very heavy toll on him. I just want to ask you from a legal perspective, where is this all heading now? What now for Alistair Clarkson?
Well, the AFL's trying to rustle them all into a room, as we know. Mm-hmm. So
that is mediation, is that right?
To have a mediation, and I suspect, and if you listen to Footy Classified last night, I suspect it's to have maybe that Clarkson and Fagan, who of course is the Brisbane coach, who also faces similar allegations, if we call them that, to have them accept that maybe they were culturally insensitive, to have the other side say, well, that's fine, thank you for admitting that, let's all walk away.
Okay.
So I think that, if you like, is a pipe dream of the and not that I'm saying they were, let me make that very, very clear, but and this is all speculation, but I suspect that's where what the AFL wants is to have a little bit of, okay, maybe things were said that were not appropriate.
Yeah.
And I think now, on reflection, let's sort of all walk away better for the experience and as a learning thing and all done. Now, some people would say that the AFL have rocks in their head if they think that, Misters Clarkson and Fagan will sort of just accept that. Their beef is with the releasing of all of this report.
Yeah.
So they are extremely agitated, and they've been extremely reserved. So they haven't really come out and said, this is what we are really angry about.
Yeah. They were almost blindsided, weren't they? It was released without their knowledge.
It's an unusual thing, I suppose, for people involved in large organisations, they will know that from time to time investigations are done because allegations are made. Management try and get to the bottom of those allegations. That's a bit of what happened at Hawthorn. Let's really try and work out what happened. So you engage an external person, because if you do it yourself, then it looks like you might have a vested interest. So you go externally, which is what Hawthorn did. They went external, they did the investigation, and it was as we know, a big fat bombshell.
Absolutely.
And it was published. And it was published in writ large, really serious allegations of what was said. And whatever spin or context you put them in, there's no doubt they went to the reputations of those two coaches. So it's an interesting thing, because I'm not sure they'll ever get over that.
No.
Well,
there's a lot of mud, and there's that saying, isn't there, where there's mud sticks, rightly or wrongly, totally. Innocent or not.
Totally. So does that end up and remember, we know there's an internal process taking place. Now that, I'm trying to remember the date, but it was very soon after last season, if I'm not wrong. It
was pretty much just after the season. It was.
So we're well
around
into
October.
6 or 7 months. The AFL have had the report. They've got no doubt but they've got a number of lawyers who are touring the country, taking statements, trying to work it out, then to put it all together. But I don't think they've been able to wrangle it all. There's issues with Hawthorn releasing documents to them, so that's that's a sideshow, which again I understand Mr. Clarkson's upset about. So there's just a lot going on, and I think we're seeing 5% of it, maybe.
Yeah, I fear that is the truth too.
Yeah.
Let's fast forward. Clearly, it is taking a really, really long time, and we don't even know if it's going to ever see the light of day. So therefore, just say it doesn't, rightly or wrongly, just say it doesn't. As we just said then, there is so much out there already. Where does Clarkson and Fagan sit in regards to that? Because, I mean, their reputation's not in a good way right now.
Yeah.
And you've got a gentleman that stepped away from his career because it's really mentally, physically affecting him.
Yeah. Well, I think if, for example, all the sides get in a room and they all decide we're not going to comment on it at all and we're all just going to walk away, the one issue, of course, is the people who've made the allegations may institute their own proceedings.
Okay.
So we don't know that. We don't know.
But they could. No, I'm just.
But of course
hypothetically,
they could.
I'm just saying what could happen next.
So of course they could. Now I suspect what the AFL would be to try and wrap all this thing up with people signing things and people all being, either, as we say in settlement conferences, equally unhappy, or at least equally happy or prepared to accept something, so that. It takes all of that out of the picture. So in the future, we won't have these people coming forward and suing either Hawthorn or the AFL. So I'm sure that's how they would love to wrap it up. I'm sure everyone would, and even the people involved. But if, for example, Fagan and Clarkson walk away, then I suppose that's always going to be on the table, that they might come back.
Because wouldn't there be character defamation?
Then the next thing is what they do in that situation if the AFL just close the whole thing down. And Well, yeah, as I said from the outset, it's certainly their reputations have been tarnished. You'd say at the very least.
Yeah.
So they would potentially have defamation rights to that extent, and to their good character, and those actions might be against, for instance, whoever released the report, whoever made the decision to release a report, which now that would then become a case, and then the truth of those allegations would become the relevancy. So you would say these were completely unfounded statements. They had no context put to them whatsoever. And so they ticked all the boxes to be defamatory imputation. So
okay, and then what if it is found to be those words are said to be true? Those people that those words were said to, do they simply get an apology, or is there a damages process?
Well, that would be entirely up to them. It just depends on. Are you talking about the people that made the allegations in the first instance? That's really going to be up to them and whoever's advising them.
Right. So this is going on for a very long time.
Well, because in a sense, what the investigation identified is obviously, and again, we don't know, but obviously a lot of ex-players that were very, very aggrieved with their experience of the club. So one assumes, was simmering away somewhere with statements being made by people to people, so everyone was aware, wow, X and X are really disgruntled. And then someone made the decision, well, let's properly investigate it. And that happened, and then bang. Now, again, would it have all just gone away? Would those allegations have never seen the light of day? Who knows? They're certainly out there now, and one could speculate that the people making those allegations are now really energised to see them come through, because in a way they're good characters in question in one sense, because...
But where I find it somewhat unfair is that their identity remains anonymous, which I think it should have, but I think the coaches should have. I don't know that any names needed to be mentioned in all of this, because simply for that reason, everyone's hurting in a situation like this.
It's just a case of due process, and that's really, I think, what the coaches would be most aggrieved about, is that there's absolutely no due process here. They get to make these allegations, they're not tested, they're not contextualised at all, so they're very broad allegations, and they are left with nothing. There's that they haven't been given the opportunity to have them put to them and have a response. That was, as a lawyer, when I read it, I was absolutely blown away. Like, it's just really, like, if you think about any work environment, people have grievances against each other. You don't air one side and not the other side, and not go to the other people and put it to them. So I think it's a pretty fair observation that the whole process lacked fairness from the coach's point of view. No matter where you sit, no matter where you sit on all of this. And I mean, on a personal level, I couldn't agree with you more. We don't need to know the names of the people making the allegations, but nor do we need to have heard any of it. The only thing we should have been witness to is the outcome.
That's right.
And if there wasn't an outcome, then ultimately, yes, it may have ended in a court action. So then, it'd all be very salacious and it would all come out. But at least everyone's had an opportunity at that point to air their side of it. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever. Well, I would say we will never see anything like this again, ever.
I hope not.
Because the Hawthorns, the clubs will look at the Hawthorn experience, I'm sure, and say, well, perhaps that's the way not to do it.
I'd say so. Yeah, that's exactly right. Rewrite history. We're going to take a really short break. On the other side, we're talking about the law around smacking children. To smack or not to smack? Where do we sit? 8223 0000.
Mouthwatering meals start with MasterChef quality ingredients, like fresh Coles Aussie 380 gram, no added hormone, grazed, grass-fed beef, New York strip steaks. Now $14. Save $3. That's value the Australian way at Coles. Offer ends May 23.
Lads, where are we thinking for our same race multi?
Let's see. With Ladbrokes, we can place one at Doomben, Moonee Valley.
Bet on more tracks and race codes than ever before with the Ladbrokes Same Race Multi. T's and C's apply. See website for details. You win some, you lose more.
Live cheaper with Cheapest Chips. Manchester Mayhem.
Cheapest Chips.
If your mattress has lost its boing, flop onto a comfy queen-size Superior mattress, just $2.99. Save $100. Stay warm and cozy with 20% off Brunetti heated throw rugs. And you'll love the opulence of a new queen-size Sherpa comforter, only $50.15. Save on a huge range of Manchester in-store and online. Live cheaper and don't miss Cheapest Chips. Manchester Mayhem.
Now's the time to ride the wave with Jack Robinson. Delve into the world of professional surfing and uncover the true story behind the challenges he faces to get back to number one. Only in the Weekend Australian this Saturday.
The iconic Murray Princess has returned to the river, with new release cabins available for May, June and July. Join us as the Riverland opens up after the floods. Relax on board the Murray Princess as you explore this incredible landscape with side trips, cultural experiences and see our natural wonders. New cabins are available right now for cruises in May, June and July. Cruise the majestic Murray River in style, but be quick, these will sell out. Book now at murrayprincess.com.au.
Ever paid $30 for a schnitty? You've probably paid garnish tax. All those little alfalfa sprouts, parsley sprigs, the nonsense you push to the side, you're paying for it. Sure, it looks pretty, but there's nothing like a simple, hearty meal the way you know and love without garnish tax. 722 are cooking classics for just $15.90, Monday to Friday lunch. Simple, tasty, $15.90. For a bar and bistro the way it's meant to be, visit 722 Port Road, Beverley.
$13.95, Adelaide's FIVEAA. This is Jade Robran.
Welcome back to the Legal Show with Tim Downey from Johnston Withers Lawyers. Now, before we go on to our next topic, another story that has happened here today in our own backyard are these tough new penalties for dangerous and obstructive protesters, aka these bloody bozos that have been stopping the city for the last couple of days, Rebellion Extinction or Extension Rebellion, whatever they're called, I don't care. What are your thoughts on these new penalties?
Well, I immediately went and had a look at the New South Wales ones because exactly the same thing happened in Sydney, if people remember, and it was about a year ago where a similar group calling themselves, Blockade Madness or whatever they called themselves, were blocking the bridge.
That's right.
And causing complete chaos.
They shut the city down.
Fully. So, you've got... By proportion, you've got not just the one person that's not getting to hospital to get vital tests, you've got 40. So everyone went mad over there, and a radio station, FIVEAA will appreciate this, put to the government a bet that they will not get legislation through within 2 days to fix this problem. And so it was Dominic Perrottet at the time as Liberals, and they rushed this thing through exactly like what our Premier has done today, bipartisan support.
Yep.
The only people going nuts were the Greens because they were saying it's all wrong. So they flew one through.
Oh my God, it's all wrong, but yet they clog up the city because they've stuck themselves to the ground and there's emissions going up into the air and polluting.
I know.
God.
It's crazy. So in the
Smack their heads together and bloody get some sense into them.
Well, the New South Wales one's interesting because their fines are up to 22,000. Our ones are 50. So we've gone double the fines.
Yeah.
But in New South Wales, it's 2 years jail. We've only done the 3 months jail, as I understand it. So we've gone heavier on the fines. But we've gone. Obviously, we haven't looked. Probably because our jails are full and we couldn't afford to keep people in jail for that long. So it's interesting.
Or they're all really they're not deserving of jail time because they're okay citizens, but they're all cashed up and can afford to pay the bills.
Well, you know, the other problem, if you lock some of these people up for a full 2 years, they are going to become martyrs to the cause. I mean, you are, in my opinion, I don't think you'd, well, I personally would not do that, because you would be making them absolute heroes for their cause. And without wanting to defame any of them, I don't think a lot of them have 9-to-5 jobs, just quietly, because
I think you might be spot on.
Up at 4 a.m. hanging off bridges. I mean, I'm not sure that you're in a rush to get to the office.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
9, so.
No, I don't think you're contributing to this tax system.
No. So I think 50,000 or 3 months imprisonment. The other thing is that it allows prosecutors to apply for orders that they have to pay the reasonable costs and expenses of emergency services. Now, that's on top of the fine.
Good.
And if you had a look at the one yesterday, the actual fire truck had to be stationary, had to be put up on its big crane.
Yeah.
And then you had a number of people having to get up on the crane, get them down. It wouldn't have been cheap. It would have been expensive.
Such a waste of money.
So a lot of, you know, and not only that, I think the other thing people forget is, what if there is a major fire somewhere else? You know, what if those services are needed urgently for, you know, another tragedy, not another tragedy, a tragedy. Not
well,
one
we
of
had a
their own
gentleman
making.
ring in, I think it was breakfast, and he said, I was trying to take a family member to hospital
Yep.
and I couldn't get in. Now, what if that person was life or death and they didn't make it? Then these people have blood on their hands.
Absolutely. And it's interesting, the New South Wales one covers all tunnels, bridges, industrial estates, ports, rail lines, public roads. So the real purpose of the Act is to target these key infrastructures so that you can't block.
Good.
Doesn't matter what you want to do, you can't block hospitals,
Yeah.
for example, as major infrastructure. So it's quite targeted in that respect. But yeah, look, the law as it currently is ridiculous. You know, it's a fine of $750. Well,
Who cares?
yeah, that's a, you know,
It's not a deterrent.
They would have a chook raffle and put that together in no time and pack out and do it again. So
It'd be all organic.
It would be an organic chook raffle, yes, indeed.
Thank you, Tim Downey, for coming in. A lot of current events. We didn't even get to our other topics, but let's save them for next time.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you kindly, Tim Downey from Johnston Withers Lawyers. You can jump on to their website, johnstonwithers.com.au. We'll be back soon.
For a unique take on everything happening in SA, join Matthew Abraham each Thursday with David and Will.
Where in the world has any protest movement succeeded by pissing off, to use the police commissioner's words, the people it needs to win over?
Yeah.
That's their strategy, Extinction Rebellion.
But this
is to disrupt people whose support they need.
Matthew Abraham, Thursday mornings from 7:30.
It's weird. They're weirdos.
Only on Adelaide's 5AA. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
David Bruce with the latest news headlines. Tough new laws, including penalties of jail and or fines of up to $50,000, will be brought in to deal with extreme protesters after 3 days of chaotic demonstrations in Adelaide. The Chinese ambassador says Australia should be mindful of its relationship with Beijing during any Quad talks. Elon Musk has again condemned working from home, describing it as morally wrong. And in tennis, Rafael Nadal will make a major announcement tonight. The 5AA forecast: showers tomorrow, a top of 17. Currently it's 13. More news at 4, and as it happens on 5AA.
No, it's a pleasure. So look around at your leisure.
Experience caravanning the way it was meant to be. Island Star simply do it better. New or used, go to the people you can trust, Knowles Island Star Caravans. With Knowles, you're protected by a nationwide guarantee and better after-sales service. Knowles Island Star simply do caravanning better.
Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans.
Shane here from Adelaide Exposed Concrete, locally owned business, family business.
been operating in the southern suburbs now for the last 5 or 6 years. We got to a crossroads in our business where we thought we needed some more help with some more branding and getting in front of more clients. So we thought radio advertising. And we were lucky enough to meet the great people at FIVEAA who came on board and showed us the way of how to brand our business better and to find more leads. And so far, it's been terrific and we will never look back. And now that we're a part of the FIVEAA family, I think we'll be here for a long time.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit fiveaa.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link for more information.
Has your family run into a legal dispute? Have you had an injury or a car accident you believe you can claim for? Maybe someone's left a will that you want to challenge. If you find yourself needing a lawyer, you need the team at Johnston Withers. Johnston Withers is a legal firm with over 75 years' experience, and they have just expanded north with an office in Salisbury. They have plenty of expertise in family law, personal injury, motor accident claims, wills and estates, workers' compensation, asbestos claims, and so much more. Every second Thursday, as we did just then, we'll be talking about current legal issues with the legal experts from Johnston Withers, but you can give them a buzz anytime. Johnston Withers Lawyers, when experience matters. City, Salisbury and online at johnstonwithers.com.au.
A beautiful veranda perfectly matched to your home, made tough from quality steel at Adelaide's best price. Bargain Steel Centre. We're manufacturers right here in Adelaide, so you buy direct and save. We'll come to you, measure up, then custom build and install. Large choice of colours and styles, fully welded so it's stronger, and we'll even handle council approval. Your new veranda at Adelaide's best price, or we'll beat it by 5%. Suppliers of Colorbond Steel. Bargain Steel Centre.
The future's in our students' hands. That's why phones shouldn't be. The state government is banning mobile phones in all public high schools, so it's phones off while school's on. Learn more at phonesoff.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Jade Robran on 1395, Adelaide's 5AA.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to the show. It is 3:33 on this Thursday afternoon. Lovely to have your company as always. We earlier in the show, in our movie segment, we're having a bit of a chat with Shane A. Bassett, and there's a new, well, it's a movie. It's a series called 10 Pound Poms on Stan, and it follows the journey of the 10 Pound Poms. I'm going to play the trailer in case you missed it.
Goodbye, rain. Hello. 300 days of sunshine a year.
Where are you going?
Australia, mate. Here we go, then. Start of our new lives.
G'day, new arrivals. Welcome to paradise.
He showed us whitewashed houses and huge gardens. He lied to us.
We'll make it work.
Can you dig holes?
I'm a fully qualified builder.
You're happy to dig holes?
I'll do what I need to do.
You know, sometimes I miss the war. Why? I was just like anyone else. But here, you're the only white fella that's had lunch with me.
You promised me this would be a new start.
Yes?
New start, same old lives.
I'm working in a crap job. I've got no respect.
We can have a wonderful life here, but we need to embrace it. The newness of it all. I haven't felt so alive in years. We came here for our family, and I do not regret it. Not for 1 second.
What an incredible story. I cannot wait to tune in and watch that. Are you a 10 Pound Pom? I'd love for you to call in 8223 0000 and tell your story, your journey. Jackie in Craigmore joins us. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Jade. How are you?
I'm excellent, thank you. Are you a 10 Pound Pom?
My mum and dad were. My brother and I, obviously, we came over with mum and dad when we were about 8.
Wow.
We came over in September 1971 on the Fair Sky, and there's not a week that goes by that I am thankful that I live in Australia.
Oh, Jackie, I loved hearing that. It would have been really tough. Tell me about the day that they told you, guys, we're moving to Australia.
Well, the interesting thing was they had in the paper in England, they were advertising for skilled workers. So my mum and dad said, oh, we'll make some inquiries. My mum wrote a letter, and then they got a letter back saying, oh, you're booked on the Fair Sky in 3 months' time. And they're like, oh, okay. So they decided, yep, this is what we're going to do, because where we lived in London in Woolwich, and it was getting really rough. So they decided that they were going to bring their kids over to this new country, and So they left all their family behind. My mum and dad were only in their early 30s at the time.
Gosh.
We didn't know anyone over here, so we had to have a sponsor. And it happened to be that my dad's sister was married to an Australian, and his parents sponsored us to come over. So we came over with nothing. My mum and dad, my dad went and got a job. My mum got a job. They bought their first house ever because we lived in council flats in England. Worked their way up from there, and they're both gone now, which is really sad. But there's every week I sort of look at the blue sky and the green grass, and I'm just thanks, Mum and Dad, that they brought us to Australia.
Oh, such a risk, going to an unknown land. No one knows anyone. What did they do when they were here for work?
My dad was a qualified carpenter. He was a coach builder.
Yep.
So when he came over here, that's sort of what he did. He became foreman and, lived at... he worked for the EWS, I think, for quite a few years until he retired kind of thing. So, but I've got a new baby brother from it as well coming to Australia.
That is brilliant.
So he's just turned 50 and...
That's cool. What did you land in South Australia, or were you somewhere else and moved to SA later?
No, we came to South Australia. We came to South, and the day we got here, it was pouring with rain. So,
oh God,
thought, where's the sunshine?
Oh no, turn it back. We're going home. Thanks for sharing your story. Thank you.
No, it's been blessing. We've been blessed ever since. So yeah.
Oh, brilliant, Jackie. Stay on the line. I'm going to send you a couple of Wallace Cinema passes for calling in. And we've got Martin who's given us a buzz as well. Martin, are you a £10 pom?
I am a £10 pom. We came out as a family of 3 children and my mum and dad.
Yeah.
And we settled in O'Sullivan's Beach. I went to O'Sullivan's Beach Primary School, and my dad worked at Chrysler. But unfortunately, after about 5 years, they got homesick, being of that time of just emails and telephone calls. That after 5 years, we went home.
Yeah.
And which was devastating to me or to the kids because we loved it here. But we went home and I got married to an English girl that's brother lives out in Williston, and we came back and emigrated.
Oh, brilliant. How old were you when you came back?
Yes. We was about 10, we was 10 when we was about 5 when we came, but we stayed here for 5 years, so we went back about 10.
Oh, that would have been quite difficult, because when you're 5 to 10, you make your good mates, you're playing sport, life's good.
Life was really good, especially at O'Sullivan's Beach, and we've been here, and I brought my family over, 4 kids. We've been here 15 years, and it's strange because every time we go down to the other side to O'Sullivan's Beach and Christie's Beach, I always go past the same street and point out the house that I was a £10 pom in to my kids.
Oh, how does the £10 pom label go? Because when I say, "Are you a £10 pom?" I feel like it's a little bit. I don't know. It feels odd.
No, actually, it's a bit of a sort of when you say, "Oh, you're a £10 pom," people want to know what your story is.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, we came out on a ship or a boat. Took us 6 weeks via South Africa, Cape Town. And that was a long journey on the boat. But I wouldn't be anywhere else in the world now in Adelaide.
What an incredible adventure for a 5-year-old. You've been through so much. I love that you've come back, though. Why wouldn't you? Adelaide's the best.
Well, why would I not come back? I mean, as I say, we've been back to England now a few times, and it's changed so much, and I love it here. My kids love it here. They've got their kids. I've got grandkids, and as I say, I wouldn't be anywhere else in the world.
Beautiful. Thank you, Martin, so very much. Stay on the line and I'll send you a couple of Wallace Cinema passes as well. We're going to go now to Hannah Ford from 7 News Adelaide and just get some more details on the story that I spoke to you about earlier in the show. A car was stolen with a child inside. As I said, Hannah Ford has been covering this story from 7 News Adelaide. Hannah, welcome to the program. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Goodness me, it feels like it wasn't that long ago that we were talking about this very same story. What on earth has happened this morning?
Yeah, incredibly frightening. We understand it was 11 this morning when the mum pulled up on Hampstead Road at Clearview. We understand she ran inside very quickly to pick up an order of pet food. She was probably, I think the car to the shop window was probably about 3 metres. We understand she noticed that her car was rolling, sort of in her peripheral, and ran out the shop, and then tried desperately to stop this car. She grabbed onto the window and was dragged along the ground, hitting her head, but the driver, the person who was in this car or stealing her car, still didn't stop. We know that she was screaming, "My baby, my baby." It hasn't been confirmed that that's the age of the age of the child is, but we do know there was a capsule in the back of this car.
Okay, so a little one. Oh my God, I feel sick.
I know, horrible. You know, everyone that I've spoken to, that we've spoken to, just said screaming. You can understand the noise a mother would make thinking that someone's taking her child. Luckily, it was a sort of half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour later that this car was found using the mum's mobile phone, thankfully, at Walkley Heights. And that child and mother were reunited and they are both safe and okay. The person who stole this car, though, is still very much on the run. Police say he's still outstanding. We don't have a description of him. But yes, they're looking to make an arrest there still.
Oh wow! I obviously searching the area and the pet shop to make sure that there's CCTV, and no doubt they're calling on the public to help.
Yes, they are definitely. As I said, at this stage they still haven't released a description of this man, or we were told it's a man from witnesses that we've spoken to. But yes, no confirmed sightings from there. All we know is that this car was dumped in this street, and everyone I've spoken to on the street where it was dumped didn't hear a thing either.
And how about the
not
mum's
even
injuries?
A baby crying.
Is she
yes, she is okay.
Yeah, okay.
We understand there was luckily a paramedic in the shop, an off-duty paramedic who treated her. So she is okay.
Oh, Hannah, thank you so much. Oh gosh, I just don't even know what you do in a situation like that. I'm so glad that the baby's back with Mum. Thank you very, very much.
No worries. Thank you.
Hannah Ford there from 7 News in Adelaide, and tune in to 7 News tonight for the full report. We have got the sports show coming up after 4 o'clock. Rowey and Timmy G. Timmy G joins us. G'day, mate.
Hello, Jade. How are you?
I'm tickety-boo. Thanks very much.
Up and about, you beauty.
We've been talking a lot throughout the program today about North Melbourne coach Alistair Clarkson sitting down. You got Caro. Gosh, she's gonna have a finger on the pulse.
Yes. So she'll definitely be giving us an insight into that. I personally don't know any details, but it just seemed to me like last week he had a fair outburst in the media conference.
Yeah, he did.
That says to me that pressure has been building and building, and he's then found out that there's been a leak from the tribunal itself, the 4 people chosen, the independent panel, and I reckon that's just about clicked him over.
Yeah.
And
do you know what? Fair
you can
enough.
understand
it's your whole life.
Well, the pressure is just building and building and building, and doesn't seem to be moving forward.
Yeah.
In any way.
It doesn't.
And it's okay for people who aren't involved, but for those that are, it's really difficult to carry that weight. Yeah. And that's for all parties.
Definitely.
So
and he's got to remain.
Would like to see it end.
Oh, please,
Well, at least something start happening.
Our answers for everybody involved, because clearly Clarko's at breaking point. It's hurting him, his family, the people that have made the accusations. Can you imagine what they're going through
coaching
as well?
has got to be one of the hardest things.
It'd be awful.
Anyway.
And then he's got, the whole team that he's got to put first. So,
look,
it's a mess. You've got a lot to chat about.
Yeah, we have indeed. So, Brodie Smith will join us as well. You may notice, and a lot of people have said, Timmy,
hang on a minute.
Why are you wearing Crows colours And
yes, you
I'm
are.
not. I'm wearing the state's colours.
State. If you jump onto the
Yes.
Foodland live stream, you might have thought he was doing a strip, but he's not. There are clothes
Yes,
underneath.
our beloved Sample State team, the West End State team, take on WA tomorrow night. So
3 o'clock in the Arvo, isn't it? My
Yeah.
kids are asking if they can get out of school to go to
and I'm saying yes.
Are you?
Absolutely.
Uncle Timmy said yes.
Uncle Timmy said
Oh,
absolutely.
all right.
I'll even give you a lift. So, yeah, big game before. It's like a curtain raiser, if you like, to Port v Melbourne tomorrow night. So
Some
we'll
talent
try and
there.
get that victory under our belts first and then head out and watch Port play Melbourne.
Now, are you a selector?
Yes, that's why I've got this lovely top
You're
on.
official.
I took over from Rowey. It was
You
a
haven't
sort
got
of
a rash on your neck? You haven't, with those crow's colours?
No.
No.
Well, I'm still proud to wear my state's colours.
Yes,
so
I'm
and
just
that's
joshing.
something that's close to my heart. So, but yeah, Rowey was. Well, I think he was in the chair for nearly 15 years, and with work commitments at complete windscreens now, he just said, "Well, Timmy, here, I'd like to hand it over to you."
Huge
I said,
honour.
How about checking with the SNFL first?
And they had you.
And I can't believe it. They said yes. So
Oh.
it's been a good ride so far, but if I don't win, I know Stephen will tell me about
Oh,
it.
it is such a special time. I remember going to a couple of the games, SA v Vixen or Vic Country,
Yes.
and they travel and it's a the whole family gets involved and it's such a badge of honour.
Yeah, no, it's excellent, and they do sacrifice a lot to play the game, and these guys aren't paid squillions of dollars. They're doing it for the love, which is great.
Oh, nice one. Thank you very much.
Hooroo.
See you after 4 o'clock. Let's go to Nancy in Findon now. Hi, Nancy.
Hello, I don't know. I'm not a 10-pound pom. We came from Italy.
Oh, beautiful.
So my father came in 1952
Yeah.
in seek of a better life after the war. Things in Italy were very dire. We followed in 1956. My mother left 9 sisters and brothers and her mother and father. My father left his mother and father and another 5 brothers and sisters, so it was a large family.
Wow.
We came here. And my father only went back after 30 years. He was very happy here. My mother was too. She went back once or twice. I've been back twice just to see all my aunts and uncles. The last time was in 2019 before COVID hit. I'd love to go back again because I've still got a lot of family there. Italy is beautiful, but we are so glad we live here.
Oh, I've never ever been. And when you said you're from Italy, I was like, oh, why didn't you stay? But
it is a beautiful
it's hard.
place.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful place. And we are from the south, which is really beautiful. It's got industrial, beautiful beaches and mountains. And, yeah, look, I'm not biased, but it is a lovely place for people
But
to
it's
go
hard
for a
living, though,
holiday.
isn't it, Nancy?
What's that?
It is hard living.
It is. It is hard living. Look, it's probably okay now, but when we came, like I said, back in 1952 and 56, it was very, very hard.
Yes.
And we came here. It was very hard in Australia too in those days. My father went to work at GMH, then at the railways. Then my husband came in 1966 from the same place, and he worked at GMH, City of West Torrens, as a landscape gardener. Unfortunately, my parents are not here with us anymore. My husband passed away last year. But we are eternally grateful that my parents made that big decision to come to Australia, because it's lovely to go back for a holiday and see all our family. But when we come back here, we know we are home.
I know. It is. It's something very, very special here. How big's your family here now?
Sorry, how's that?
How big is your family here now? How many
Well, I've got 2
bambinos
sisters.
did you have?
I've got 2 sisters and their children. I've got 3 sons of my own. They're married with their own children. I've got no more aunts and uncles. Unfortunately, they've all passed away. But cousins, lots of friends. But like I said, I've got my family here now, my kids. They're all born here in Australia. My younger sister was born here in Australia. Only me and my older sister came from Italy. I was nearly 4 when we came.
Goodness. Any memory of it? Any recollection of it?
No, I don't have any memory, unfortunately, but my older sister does. When we went back in 2019, she said, I remember going up those stairs. I remember here. I remember there. Unfortunately, at the age of 3, when we came, I don't remember anything at all. We came by ship. It took a good month, I think, if not more. And my poor mother was just violently sick the whole way.
Oh, no.
I remember her telling me that, yeah.
Oh, and I bet she never went on a boat ever since. Nancy, that was a beautiful story. Thanks for sharing that. We're going to take a really short break, but we'll be back soon.
Ray White, big name in real estate, but also the biggest name in business broking. What makes us big? Our people, like Brett Buckley and his team. MBA, lecturer and multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year. Brett doesn't just read a P&L, he feels it. If you're selling or expanding your business, Brett can take your business apart and find you more money. And we're not talking small change. Go on, touch base with Brett. Search Ray White Business Sales SA.
G'day DIYer. At Bargain Steel Centre, you can DI as much as you like. Because at Bargain Steel Centre, we've got roofing and walling sheets rolled to length. We've got C-section rolled to length. We've got custom-made flashings and just about the biggest choice of RHS, angle, pipe and universal beam this side of Timbuktu. And because we're independent, you save lots. We can help you DI your guts out. Heaslip Road, Burton and suppliers of Colorbond Steel. bargainsteelcentre.com.au.
Lads, where are we thinking for our same race multi?
Let's see. With Ladbrokes, we can place one at Doomben, Moonee Valley.
Bet on more tracks and race codes than ever before with the Ladbrokes Same Race Multi. T's and C's apply. See website for details. You win some, you lose more.
Australia's largest indoor caravan showroom now has even more to explore. Come into Dave Benson Caravans to see the new range of Victory caravans, plus a huge selection of Essential, Highline, Network RV and Cub campers with new features and layouts. We have over 100 new and pre-loved vans and campers, all undercover and all ready for immediate delivery, so you can enjoy your next getaway straight away. See what's available at Dave Benson Caravans, 64 Grand Junction Road, Kilburn, or online at davebensoncaravans.com.au.
Need a forklift? Don't just get a forklift, get a Toyota forklift. Toyota is the world's #1 forklift brand with a great range of pallet jacks, walkie stackers and reach forklifts right up to their leading Toyota counterbalance forklifts. Legendary reliability and safety with cleaner, greener electric options, Toyota can tailor the right forklift solution for you. It's all part of the Toyota Forklift Advantage. For more, visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au. Get a Toyota forklift.
Look around your house and yard. If you see old tools, broken bike frames, an old fridge and even that old car, don't look at it as junk, look at it as dollar signs. At Knorr Metals, our priority is to give you the best value for your scrap metal disposal. We offer cash for scrap Monday to Friday and Saturday mornings for a range of different steel supplies and car components, including bodies and radiators. Get cash for your scrap at Knorr Metals, 255 Grand Junction Road, Ottaway.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Don't miss the Robertson Brothers 1960s variety TV show at Her Majesty's Theatre, Thursday, June 29. Tickets at the venue, robertsonbrothers.com.au.
Interdimensional time travel. Theoretically possible, yet for now, practically out of reach. All we know is that when we do hop dimensions, we'll wear merino thermal underwear for $34.99.
Engaging the underwear.
Made from 100% ultrafine Australian merino wool, it's special you can buy at the Aldi Snow Gear Sale this Saturday. While stocks last, range differs between stores and dimensions. Aldi, good, different.
5AA's legend of the airwaves, Leon Biner, joins Matthew Pantelis Tuesday mornings. Leon shares his thoughts on what's going on in SA, thanks to NRG Solar. Don't spend another year paying high power bills. Visit nrgsolar.com.au today.
The Kia EV6 GT. A sleek, pure electric supercar. Enjoy your flight. The Kia EV6 GT.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Our renovation friends Kyle and Cara have some breaking news from Beaumont Tiles.
We sure do. We always choose Beaumont tiles, and now we can select hard flooring from them as well.
That's right. Think luxury vinyl, heavenly hybrid in stone and timber looks, even laminates.
And my favourite, their new engineered timber range, featuring timber looks like natural oak, spotted gum and blackbutt.
With new ranges in chevron and planks of different sizes using revolutionary new flooring technologies, this Beaumont's range is unbeatable.
All these Beaumont hard flooring options are super fast and easy to install.
Go and check out Australia's newest range of hard flooring at your local Beaumont store today.
Right now, Beaumonts are giving you 1 free square metre when you buy 5. Buy 10 and get 2 free square metres. The savings are as amazing as these quality ranges. Start your hard flooring reno today with Beaumonts and save.
T's and C's apply.
Jade Robran, Talking Adelaide on 1395 5AA.
Welcome back to Afternoons. Thanks so much for your company today. On the show tomorrow, Julie Goodwin from MasterChef is going to join us. She's on the season this year, cooking up a storm as she always does. She is so kind and lovely, isn't she? She's just a yummy, home-cooked, simple but super delicious cook. So I'm looking forward to hearing from her. She's on Sunday night on MasterChef. And speaking of food, it is the Smeg Food and Wine Show tomorrow as well, which we always love. But that's a wrap from us today. Thanks so much for your company and all your fun stories. The Sports Show with Timmy G and Rowey's coming up next. See you later, everyone. Have a good afternoon.
Are you ready to try a revolutionary hearing aid? The hearing experts at Audica are looking for people who